the life of a star. Wow. The universe is so filled with stars that, and to give an exact number or is impossible. Estimate is a rough number, an approximate number that you give for something, all right? In the Milky Way galaxy, to which Earth belongs, there are roughly 100 billion stars, okay? And astronomers think that there are almost 10 billion galaxies in the universe. Oh my God. What is a galaxy? A galaxy is an extremely large group of stars, okay? Which extends over billions of light years. Wow, it's extremely large. And Milky Way is where Earth is. 100 billion, how large is this? 100 billion. Okay. What is this number right here? This is 1 million, right? What is this? 10 million. What is this? 100 million. So what is this then? This is 1 billion, okay? And so 100 billion would be this. How many zeros? 11 zeros, all right? So 100 billion stars in the Milky Way. And there are 10 billion galaxies in the universe. The universe is very large and there are a bunch of stars in there, all right? The thing which is not surprising is because there's an enormous sampling, there are many different types of stars. Because the sample is so big, there should be many different types of stars, which are all at different stages of their life cycles. Sampling, what is that? Sampling is giving a sample, all right? What is a sample? Sample is a part of something larger, which tells you what the whole thing looks like, all right? Cycle, what's a cycle? Cycle is a series of events or processes which is repeated over and over again, all right? Always in the same order, that's a cycle. But all stars are made in a similar way, and they develop through specific stages, and then they finally die. The large part of the information astronomers have about the stars comes from the sun, which is the closest star to Earth. This is natural, right? Because other stars are so far away, we can't get information from it easily. Based on the size, astronomers think that, theorize means to make something into a theory. It has approximately 3 to 4 more billion years of life. That means the life which is left to the sun is 3 to 4 billion years. And during this period, it will get bigger, get smaller, and finally die. Expand means get bigger. Contract means to get smaller or shorter. Ultimately means finally, after a series of events, all right? Perish means to die, to be gone completely. So what is this part about? This part is about there are very many stars in the universe, and Milky Way, where Earth is, there are 100 billion stars, and there are 10 billion galaxies in the universe. Because there's such a large sampling, there are many different types of stars, and they are at different stages in their life cycles. But all stars are made in a similar way, and they develop through similar stages, all right? And the large part of the information that astronomers get about the stars comes from the sun, which is the closest star to Earth. The sun is a star, right? And astronomers think that the sun has 3 to 4 billion years left for its life, and it will get bigger and shorter, and then it will die in the end. What is this next part about? Most scientists think that extremely long time ago, the Big Bang created the universe. Eon is an extremely long time. Big Bang, this is the theory about the creation of the universe, having an extremely large explosion, okay? And from that, the universe is born. From a small point in whatever existed before the universe, all energy and matter exploded, and then it got bigger in the direction of outside, to the direction of outside. We don't know what existed before the universe, but from a small point in whatever existed, okay? Prior to means before. Word has the meaning of the direction. Outward means to the direction to the outside. This Big Bang, as it is called, made atoms, and these afterwards formed elements. And hydrogen and helium was the most common of the two. What is an atom? Atom is this smallest amount of substance which can be involved in a chemical reaction, all right? Subsequent means happening after something else, all right? Subsequent means following, all right? Element, what is that? Element is a substance consisting of only one kind of atom, such as oxygen, gold, carbon. All right? Hydrogen, what is this? This is a gas, all right? The lightest and the commonest element in the universe. Helium is also a gas. It's a light gas which is colorless and has no smell. Okay? And these are most common. Common means exist in large quantities. And condensing clouds of these elements joined with one another and formed galaxies. Condense, what does that mean? Condense means gas or vapor becoming liquid. So these condensing clouds of the elements joined with one another and formed galaxies. And within the galaxies, dense clouds of gases, okay, and this was called nebulae, were made. And this was the first stage in making a star. What is a nebulae? Nebulae is a plural, all right? So what is the singular of nebulae? Nebula, all right? Nebula is the cloud of gases in space, all right, from which a star is born. Establish means to make something, okay, in a way which is likely to last long. Marks the first stage means to mean the first stage or show the first stage, okay. And over a period lasting millions of years, gravity contracted the gases in the nebula and made it have a more regular shape. Gravity is the pulling force of something, okay, of something that has mass, okay. Assume a shape means to have a shape, okay. So in a period, okay, lasting millions of years, gravity made the gases smaller, gases in the nebula smaller, and made it to have a more regular shape. These gases started to contract, and the nebula's center began heating up. Because it gets smaller, it will get heated, right? That's natural. And nuclear reaction that turned hydrogen into helium began to happen. Nuclear reactions, what is this? This is the reaction between the atomic, the nuclei in atoms, okay? Nuclear reaction. Nuclear. Nuclei. This is the noun, all right? And but this is a plural, all right? What is the singular of nuclei? Nucleus. Nucleus. Okay, this is singular. And so there was the birth to a star. Thereby means by that. It has the meaning of so. So it became, so it gave birth to a star. All right? So what is this part about? This part is about how a star is formed. But before that, it explains the creation of the universe by the theory of Big Bang. Okay? From whatever existed before the universe, all energy and matter exploded and it's expanded outward. This Big Bang produced atoms, and these formed elements, and hydrogen and helium was the two most common. And the clouds of these elements combined and made galaxies. And in the galaxies, dense clouds of gases called nebulae were made. Okay, so the nebulae were made from the galaxies, and this was the first stage of forming a star. And as millions of years passed, gravity contracted the gases in the nebula and made it have a more regular shape. And these gases started to contract. When these gases started to contract, the nebula's center began heating up, okay? And the nuclear actions began, which turned hydrogen into helium, and a star was born.